Hi everybody, today we are going to discuss one important aspect of TCS appraisal process. There are two terms in TCS appraisal process. One is speed portal and the other is goal sheet. Those who already know these terms, it's okay, but those who don't know, let me explain it to them. Guys, when you complete 11 months in TCS, you will get a mail from TCS team that please initiate your appraisal process. Okay, after that what you have to do is you have to call your team lead or manager. Then your manager or team lead will go to the speed portal and there itself they will initiate your appraisal. So how they will initiate your appraisal is they will create one goal sheet. Goal sheet is nothing but set of questions that they are going to ask from you. You have to fill these goal sheets in such a way that they gets convinced. They will ask different questions in that goal sheet to check whether you have implemented these things in your last 11 months or not. Each goal has some target point like 0.5, 1, 1.5, and they will give you points based on the answer that you are going to give in this given goal sheet. So in this video we will discuss how to fill goal sheet in such a way that you will get maximum points. We will discuss some sample goals answers with their attributes so that it will be easy for you when your appraisal comes. Okay, so let's discuss the points one by one. So in goal sheet there are basically three broad categories inside which they will ask questions. The first one is develop code, second one is personal development, and the last one is defect management. Okay, so if we discuss personal development, then inside that they will ask the first question is T factor. So please increase your T factor before going into appraisal. Let's suppose before appraisal your T factor was 1.2. So before going to appraisal, let's make it to 1.4, okay, or 1.5, so that you can say that I have increased my T factor from 1.2 previous year to 1.4 this year. Then they are going to ask you next question based on certifications. They will ask whether you have achieved any technical, functional or process certification in the past 11 months or not. So probably you have to go to the Udemy or any other website, do a simple certification and mention that yes, you have done one certification. Next question that they are going to ask will be based on mandatory courses. As all of you know that in TCS, time to time you will be getting a mail from your manager or senior manager that you have to complete these many mandatory courses before this date. So before going to appraisal meeting, please complete all the mandatory courses. Now the next point is defect management. Inside defect management, they will ask few questions like getting quality check of every deliverable. So what they are trying to ask is that let's suppose you are writing some code, you are testing anything. So before giving delivery to customer, are you following certain testing measures or not? Who is going to check that product? So please write in this way that before giving deliverable, I used to set up a meeting with my team lead and manager, and only after their approval I forward those deliverables to the customer. Now the next point they are going to ask is closure of post implemented defects raised by customer. So by this they mean to ask is that whether you are solving the problem of customer after giving deliveries or not. Next category is develop code. Inside that they can ask develop code for minimum or no rework. Like have you written the code in such a way that you are doing minimal coding and you are doing no rework. So you have to explain in this way that I have developed common functions and I used to call those functions wherever required. I always tries to use the concept of code reusability. You can also add some point by yourself. Okay, now the next question is ownership of tasks from start till closure within prescribed time. By this they mean to say is that whether you are solving the ticket from beginning to end or not. Next point is compliance to process of development code and deploying activities. By this they are trying is that whether you are following certain processes of writing codes or not, whether you are following certain adequate deploying activities or not. So you have to write accordingly.